We have the template. Wait, is this the
the
new template? Or I have this, but then
template.
This is the template. Okay.
All your backups are right in here.
Okay.
Quite a consent agenda, so
It's like riding a bike, right?
if you have anything that you want to go through the consent
Want to take a picture of this?
Okay.
we'll walk through them.
Okay. Because I
Okay.
can't even show it to them.
Well, we're good. I think it's thumbs up.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
All right, we're good to go.
We live.
Yes.
Okay.
It's now.
Today is, oops, do I hit this first?
Yeah.
Okay. Today is Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. I call this meeting of the Orange Township Board of Trustees to order. Mr. Grumbles?
Here.
Ms. Knapp?
Here.
Okay, if we could do the Pledge of Allegiance, stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'd like to begin the organizational business by opening the floor for nominations for Chair of the Board of Trustees.
I would like to nominate Mr. Grumbles for chair.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
And that's Resolution 22-001.
Yes.
Nominate Trustee Knapp for Vice Chair, Resolution 22-002.
Second.
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
The next order of business, we need to declare vacancy in the office of Township Trustee. The resolution reads through regarding the prior term I held in my resignation, which was effective December 31st of last year, leaving a vacancy for a term that commenced January 1st, 2020 and expires December 31st, 2023. Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-003, declaration of vacancy in the office of Township Trustee.
Second.
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
And we will need the two of you to sign that document at the end of this meeting.
And that resolution will be sent to the Secretary of State as well as the Delaware County Board of Elections.
I know publicly we posted, I've posted personally, and I know, I believe Trustee Knapp has posted as well. There's been several posts about sending in resumes if you are interested in being considered for that vacant term. I know tonight on the agenda we will discuss that and work towards a communication plan that we can share with the public that we'll finalize tonight as far as reconvening at a special meeting that we'll hold in the evening in order to ultimately appoint that third trustee subsequent to today. So I don't know if you have a timeline that you would like. I know we have 30 days from the actual resignation.
Yes.
So we have until the end of the month effectively.
January 30th.
So is there, I mean, maybe we could reference, Mike, from a human resources standpoint. I thought with the prior notifications, the news articles and the press and everything else, there's pretty heightened awareness about the fact there's a vacancy. Allowing at least an additional week for any applicants to send in their resume and then scheduling maybe later next week, like a Thursday, Friday, or early the following week, an evening meeting. That way, if there's people in the public that want to participate in that or make public comments, I expect that the candidates will want to show up, etc. And we can go through that process. Does that pass the litmus from a HR standpoint? Okay. So,
Yeah, and we would like to, after tonight, since we declared the vacancy, we will be posting on our website and Facebook to clarify and make sure everybody knows it's open.
okay, great.
Mhm.
Do you want to give it, with the prior vacancies, I'm not sure if we allotted a window of time. I think a week is more than sufficient once we announce that, and I'm sure that, like I said, the newspapers have covered that.
Mhm.
Ensuring that the public has the proper email. I know we said to send it to you directly, mbonnie@orangetwp.org, but there's also the hiring at orangetwp.org that I know is also utilized. I put both on my Facebook page, and I know that I've seen other posts about it. So, are you comfortable as well with a week or so?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine.
Is there a particular date that we could have a 6 p.m. meeting that's convenient for you, that's at least a week out?
I might need to check my calendar but what works for you?
Any day's fine.
An evening?
Yeah. I think at 6 p.m. for this particular matter, just because I expect there'll be public participation of some kind.
Okay, yeah, I'll coordinate it with Michelle, maybe next Thursday, February 13th.
Okay. Yeah, we can get that scheduled. We don't have to do that tonight, so
Okay.
just wanted to get that out in the air so it's broadcast.
Yeah, we
and
will
on the record.
work with you guys to schedule that meetings.
Okay, thank you. All right. Are there any public comments tonight? Okay. Any agenda changes?
I have none.
I have a couple. I need to remove on page 17 of your handout the resolution that's noted in red as 24 for advance of real estate tax collections. We don't do that anymore. And then also on page 27, remove the resolution for the certificate of resources. We did not get that back yet from Delaware County, so that'll be pushed to the next meeting.
We have a timeline on that.
Should be the next meeting.
Okay. Is that sufficient time, though, to statutorily to get that qualified for the year?
Yeah, we've already. We've turned it into Delaware County. They just have to process it.
Okay.
So.
All right. So that'll push our numbers off slightly. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The bulk of the meeting from here on out will be organizational business, and we'll shift into the normal consent agenda type things after we get through the organizational business. Are there any comments before we get going on these resolutions? No? Okay. The first is resolution 22-004 regarding the meeting schedule. I do, before I read this resolution, I want to make note publicly so everyone's very clear that we're moving the meeting time forward to 10 a.m. And there's a few reasons that we had discussed doing this. We had a 10 a.m. meeting in the past, and we reverted back to that. It's increasingly challenging for other parties to schedule around evening meetings that need to come and present to us, to our board. It's also convenient for staff. It's not simply done out of a convenience standpoint, but a practical standpoint when you think of the types of folks that are going to be coming in and presenting to the board, and the kinds of action that if we go through a meeting at 10 a.m., we can move on within that day and within shorter duration. We lose an entire operating day with evening meetings as well. So it was discussed and something that we felt we would give a try. If it doesn't work, we can always revert back or make changes pending any public comment or concern that's deemed valid or resonates with the board. The other note here is if we have a particular zoning matter or an issue such as the one we just spoke of, where we're going to be nominating a public official or appointing a public official, we will take those meetings and the public's interest in attending into consideration and schedule those as special meetings accordingly. The reason being is those zoning meetings tend to drag out for quite some time. There's dozens of residents with rezoning and some of the more discussed zoning recommendations. And so, we'll want to move those to the evening to ensure that we set aside enough time for everyone to get their comments in and the board to thoroughly consider that, as opposed to trying to cram that into the normal course of business, if you will. So any exceptions, in other words, or things that would otherwise lead to a disruptive meeting, we'll move those off accordingly so that they can be handled with the proper attention that they need. Okay? Is that good with the team?
And, trustees, just so I can point out, there are a handful of Tuesdays that were listed on this schedule, mainly because there's 5 holidays that fall on a Monday this year, so we did move them to the following Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Okay, great. And we'll continue to post that publicly so
Yes.
people will be aware when those come up. Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-004 in the matter of establishing a reasonable method whereby the public may determine the time and place of all regularly scheduled meetings of the board and the time, place, and purpose of all special and emergency meetings of the board.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-005, establish salaries and method of compensation for trustees and fiscal officers.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
On the next resolution, I know we had looked at, Michelle, do you want to speak on this? Wage rate increase. I know we did a lot of work to look at what other communities were doing. Collectively, they were 3 to 4%.
That's correct.
Genoa,
Genoa went 3%, Liberty went 4%. And the county went 3%.
and the county went 3.
Mm-hmm.
So originally we had discussed this. I had some concerns because of the dynamic in our country right now with inflation. It's evident when you go to the grocery store. It's evident everywhere you look. The price points are skyrocketing across the board, and so I expressed some concern. I know last year with the impact of that on the ability for our team here to continue with the way of life. Even if we went the max that anyone has at 4%, it would still be significantly lower than what we're seeing in the market. So that was predominantly why I was leaning towards 4%. I know before it was legal for us to talk, I don't think we talked about this, but I do believe you're leaning more towards 3%.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm fine with that. I think an increase is good. I know there's times where we couldn't do that in the past. Would you consider 3.1? I'm joking.
I was like, sure.
3.5.
Sounds like a payroll nightmare.
Yes, thank you, Lisa.
So 3% is fine with me. So I'll read that into the resolution.
Okay, and just for the record, this is only for non-union employees. However, there are 2 employees out of the non-union that are not included in this because their resolutions were a step program. So after a year of completion, they received this.
Understood. So their contract or agreement would make them immune to this.
It would be more than. So.
Right. However, I want to make sure we review the contract language, and instead of understanding that there are steps built in, those steps were established in the prior market. So I would like to consider applying the same 3% to those steps, but I don't know if we can do that.
Not the way at least one of the resolutions reads.
Okay.
I think in one of our future projects, we'd like to look at a wage study overall.
Okay.
And hopefully that'll better justify salaries moving forward. So.
Okay. I know most of those we did in the last 2 years. We completed wage studies, and I felt we were doing ourselves, we were doing a fair job, given the size and the workload of the township. So I'm happy to continually visit that, and we have the proper leader in place to do that. So make a motion to approve resolution 22-006, approval of wage rate increase in the amount of 3%.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Right. The next.
I'll just speak on behalf of the team. We thank you for the wage increase.
We're grateful for what you've all done, and tremendous, improvement over the prior year, growth with the team, and culminating with the party that we had that collectively I think that the township was in awe of. And I think that my background in leadership anyway, the team dynamic and effectiveness and all of those are more evident when you see how they execute the product of the collaboration. And that certainly was a testament to, I think, where we're at as a group and what we're capable of, more importantly, and really raised the bar and established the caliber of team we have here. It was phenomenal. So, and you look at what we've done with the remodeling to free up space and just the day-to-day interaction that I witness when I'm here, collaboration and things like that. So you've definitely earned 3%. I tried to go 3.1. You heard it here. So I appreciate everything you do.
Yes, and even though I haven't been working here for a couple of years, I've definitely noticed a huge change in the personnel's attitudes and willingness to work with everybody. And the building just looks great the way it's been redesigned. I'm super happy with everybody. Thank you.
Okay, the next order of business, transitioning from the holiday party appropriately, is OTOP. So last year we had Silas Bowers and Val Bunting had moved into a more hands-on role with OTOC, and I think that proved very effective since they're the folks that are going to be communicating and executing on what comes out of those meetings and conveying that to the board. It made sense to have them participate. They did a great job, and we saw that. So the next resolution will be resolution 2207 to continue that. I make a motion to approve resolution 22-007, appoint Silas Bowers and Valerie Bunting to Orange Township Outreach and Communication Committee representatives.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
We're going to reappoint folks who have already participated on OTOC here with 8 and 9. Make a motion to approve resolution 22-008, reappoint Chrissy Hagan to Orange Township Outreach and Communications Committee.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-009, appoint Emily Elsie to Orange Township Outreach and Communications Committee.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
And thank both of them for their contributions. I know we have 2 resolutions left in front of us here, Michelle. One for they're both for zoning appeals.
Yes, one for a regular member and one for an alternate member. And from just early discussions, we will only be ready to appoint a regular member at this time.
Okay, so I'll switch these then. 10 will be the subsequent mentioned. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll move. Take care of that now. Make a motion to approve resolution 22-10, appoint Sue D. Ross to Orange Township Board of Zoning Appeals.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Strike the
Yes.
other.
We need to strike that
Yep, make that.
an alternate one for now. And we'll post it on the website after this. And boost it on our Facebook page.
All right. Regional Planning Representative, are you comfortable with this? To stay on that?
Yes.
Good. Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-11, appoint Michelle Bonney as Regional Planning Representative.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-12, appoint Brett Langton as Regional Planning Alternate Representative.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Right. Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-13, Enterprise Zone Representative, and I'll be serving as the representative there.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-14, appoint Michelle Bonney as Enterprise Zone Representative. Alternate.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
All right. Is there anyone interested in serving in the Health Advisory Council?
I would like to, please.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-15, appoint Lisa Knapp as member to the General Health Advisory Council.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-16, the Records Commission, and I will be serving as the representative there.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
As far as the Tax Incentive Review Council, Kirk.
It's been, well, it was a trustee and then the administrator in the past, so.
I would want to, because it's financially related,
Sure.
and you're essentially by reading the statute, representative of the board.
Mhm.
I would like to extend the courtesy of that to you as a fiscal officer, if you're okay with that, because it's a financial impact on the township, and I'd like for us to be able to speak from that standpoint at the meeting as well. At least have a representative from fiscal there, because I think that that's been an opportunity in the past where we may not have been as vocal. Or would you like to do that, or
Yeah, that's fine. I
Todd? Go ahead.
no, I think it needs to be at least
It has to
one
be.
trustee.
It has
so.
to be a trustee. Okay. Do you want me to do that? Do you want to do that?
So is it two people then?
It is
Yep,
too, yeah.
It's two. I was trying to work a deal that made sense, that won't make legal sense, apparently.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to do it.
Okay.
Have you done it before?
What's that?
Have you done it before?
I haven't, but I have an interest in tips.
Yeah, I think
so.
you did it 1 year, but yeah, you can.
Okay. Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-17, appoint Tax Incentive Review Council representatives Michelle Bonney and Ben Grumbles.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
I'll make sure to fill Kraft in on the meetings.
Thank you.
I think I'll make sure to do that. Okay.
Wait, so Michelle and
Michelle and Ben?
Yep.
Okay.
Business hours. Any concerns here? 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-20, establishing
I have it as
business.
18.
Or sorry, 18. Gotta remember to rewrite the. Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-18, establishing business office hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
All right. Auctioning old stuff. Do we have a list here, or is this just a general?
No, it's just something we have to annually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 22-19, intent to sell by internet auction personal property, including motor vehicles, road machinery, equipment, tools, or supplies that is not needed for public use, is obsolete, or is unfit for the use for which it was acquired.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
And for those wondering about that, it just lays out the terms for us to liquidate and get rid of obsolete or unnecessary township equipment if we exhaust a resource or use it beyond our reasonable life. A truck, for example, that we'll talk about later on in the meeting, we put those on gov deals. Some other municipalities that don't have the resources we do or that have more than we do can invest in those as they see fit, those up and use them. So it works out for everyone. Gotta go 4 pages back. Right down.
You're on resolution 2020 is next. 2019 is the option.
Okay. Make a motion to approve resolution 22-20 establishing the 2022 mileage rate.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-21
-21.
establishing the 2022 pay period schedule.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
And the next one gets removed. So cemetery fees becomes 22.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-22 accepting
Oops. Sorry.
inventory reports as annual inventory and directing the township administrator to file copies with the township fiscal officer.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-23 establishing cemetery fees.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-24 appointing township attorneys on an annual basis for the year 2022. Freeman, Mathis, and Gary LLP.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
And Michelle, can you
Yes.
go ahead?
Yeah, so that firm that the board just approved is primarily for litigation purposes, and they are our counsel through our insurance program. And we don't get too many invoices from them, but we wanted to be consistent with how we've done it with our other counsel.
Yep, that's great. Thank you. It's a new firm. I wanted to make sure we covered. Okay, now we'll move into the more typical meeting business, approving the meeting minutes from the last meeting, December 20th, and the consent agenda. Are there items that you'd like to discuss on the consent agenda before we approve that list in bulk? I know there's quite a few on here with the new year, and I think unique situation that surfaced with your main board. Did you get all the information for that? You feel okay with it?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Make a motion to approve resolution 22-025 and 22-026 of the consent agenda.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve. Oops, sorry. I'm way beyond that.
No, I'll be brief on my
Zoning.
yes.
I was jumping. You got me in a routine.
if I can
I got
find
my
it.
numbers written down. I'm ready to read. I'm gonna start going again.
Sorry. Let's see if I can. Okay, so just 2 meetings on under our zoning report. The next one is Thursday, January 20th at 6 p.m. We do have 2 BZA applications. The first is a variance for a deck encroaching in the meadows at Lewis Center. And the second application is another area variance for the construction of another deck for the side yard setback encroachment. Following that, we did receive a new rezoning application that will be scheduled for the Zoning Commission on Tuesday, January 25th at 6:30 p.m. This property is just north of Walmart, and they are proposing a mixed-use development, so a large box retail center with apartments to the north side of the parcel and smaller retail lots in the front. So that is the zoning report I have.
Okay, and then full transparency, this is an interesting application. If you remember back last year, when we had the Sheets hearing, we had paused the overlay or put a moratorium on the overlay. That was the first meeting. And I know there were some remarks that, no one would probably, want to come into the township anyway. And I had remarked that my concern was if we didn't put a moratorium on and tried to make changes in hopes that we had a long enough gap in the zoning applications through that 23 corridor overlay, that by the time we got ready to implement the changes that we need to make, those applications would continue to trickle in and prevent us from doing it. We can't make changes when there's an existing application that would be impacted by those changes. So it was a catch-22. We had to shut down the overlay in order to fix it. That evening, as we were leaving, as our attorney that handles zoning was leaving the meeting to prepare the resolution so that we could do it at a later time and date, the same counsel that was on hand for the application we were voting on that night informed him he had another application coming the following day and encouraged him to probably come back in and help us put the moratorium on so that we could get things addressed and get it right, which I thought was a very professional gesture and spoke to the principles of that counsel for that applicant to be willing to share that information with our attorneys, knowing the consequences of that would impact him and knowing that it would help us do things right here in Orange Township. So he came back in. We put a moratorium in place. We were contacted subsequently that this applicant had interest, and they understood they'd have to go through the normal zoning process as a result of that. And here we are with the application. This is the property for those watching remotely that is directly next to the existing Walmart. There's a bit of green space there and some wooded property. And so for a wholesale club and, Bonnie said, some mixed use and some multifamily. And so here we are. We've got it. And we've got some things to discuss as a collective team, some real opportunities in the township this year to help us get this overlay fixed, operating the way that benefits our township, and leverage people that want to partner with us, leverage those relationships, and really move the township forward. This is the start of that, and I hope that we're able to really capitalize off of what we have to offer in Orange Township and make this happen. So more on this specific project and 23 in general coming in the coming weeks and months. So, thank you, Michelle. Great. Mr. Bowers.
Board, just a couple of quick things, operation report. Here we closed out quite a few projects and the whole project is limited right now with no progress there. I'll wrap up with that, so two resolutions tonight. One touched on earlier. One of our open options. board has worked over the past to address. So that's bypassing the deal auction and stop the board. Partnership and relationship. I'm sure. Every time I ride with here. Second, resolutions for agreement with Aqueduct for our township funds. Aqueduct did serve all the township funds. It's also substantial. From the center, prices, the availability, and their service.
I was looking for the price, and I got to the price. That's good.
It's better than we
Yeah, for sure.
Both sides are aware of that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm not sure how many vehicles.
I remember, I can recall one from the last 2 years, similar situation. I think it was a plow truck as well. So, yeah. Any questions with that? Take a motion to approve resolution 22-27, authorizing the township administrator to enter into an agreement authorizing the sale of a vehicle to the Board of County Commissioners of Morgan County, Ohio, pursuant to RC 505.101.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Any questions on the Aqueduct agreement?
No, I do not.
And I do agree they've done a better job and haven't had complaints. Prior to that, we actually did get complaints about bond upkeep, so it's nice that that's subsided. Take a motion to approve resolution 22-28, authorizing the Director of Operations to enter into an agreement with Aqueduct for 2022 treatment maintenance of the Orange Township, Delaware County, Ohio owned pond properties.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Chief McNeil.
Hearing board, I have 3 resolutions. First one is to accept the donation. Our neighbors next door to 361 Park Place, they're kind enough to provide us $1,250 worth of silver cards for our members of the department. So I'd like to publicly thank them. That was a nice gesture. Each firefighter was also very nice to me. So,
What was the name of the?
it's the Park Place Village.
Okay. Definitely to make sure we extend them at least a card and thanks for their generosity on that. I mean, it's a substantial.
Do they do that every year, Chief?
I believe that,
Yeah,
from
is
my
that the same
understanding, that
place?
they've done it. I don't know how often. It's been.
A few years, yeah.
I don't recall it being that substantial though. Was it?
I'm not sure what the previous was.
Me, I don't remember it being that.
It's
It's pretty
very
high.
significant donation, and I know the team would really appreciate it.
What will it be spent on?
Most likely food.
Food?
It's, yeah.
Kroger Marketplace does have,
Yes.
you know, you can get whatever you want at that.
Very generous.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-29, acknowledge and accept donation.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. The next one is unfortunately and fortunately, one of our full-time firefighters, David Grover. He's resigning. As much as we hate to see him go, his dream has been to be a Columbus firefighter. Family firefighters over there. So he was fortunate enough to get on the alternate list. We knew it might be coming, but we weren't sure. And he got the phone call last week. We had a couple people drop out this morning. So much as we hate to see him go, really happy that he's carrying on the legacy that he had here. done good work for a couple of years.
Motion to approve resolution 22-30, accept the resignation of full-time firefighter paramedic David Grover.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Lord. And with, of course, with the end, there's a new beginning. I'd like to request the full-time hire of firefighter Tyler Allwall. Tyler, recent hiring board, trust the board. Very excited to, of course, be a firefighter, but also the just the fact that he was able to interview with us and finally want to be part of it. Lives in Westerville, so he lives close by. Currently working in certain. He's definitely talked to him the other day to make sure that he was still okay with bringing his name up here. Interested and very excited.
Awesome. Any questions?
I have none.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-31, appointment to position of full-time firefighter paramedic Tyler Allbaugh.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Thank you very much, board. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chief. All right. Okay.
Okay, just a couple things tonight. We're taking off the two resolutions for the revised certificate of resources for both 2021 and 2022. So the first item I have is just a consensus item for whether or not you would like to hold a liquor license hearing for Speedway LLC, doing business as 9247 on Columbus Pike. And then the second item I have tonight is revising our permanent appropriations that were just approved. We ended up moving Kim. It's all within the general fund, but we moved her from buildings and grounds and moved her into. Did we move her? No, we moved her from roads into buildings and grounds. I'm sorry. So that's, you'll just see the basically just a salary line item change just to clean that up. Yes, so that would be number 32.
I have no concern with the liquor license.
Yeah, neither.
No need for a hearing. Thank you.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-32, revising and or increasing permanent appropriations established in resolution 21-389.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
That's all.
You don't have the vendors.
Oh, shoot, I do. I have the ACH vendors. That's
Yes.
right. We're adding BWC to that. The next one is would be 33 on your notes. Is just updating our electronic fund list, and we are adding BWC because that's how they're paid, is electronically. That's our only option right now. So they are added to the bottom of the exhibit of approved vendors.
That program seems to be working great.
It is. We have, knock on wood, it's been over a year since our BP card has been shut off. And we haven't had, knock on wood again, any first Commonwealth penalties in over a year. So it's working.
That's great.
Yeah, well, I'll knock on it.
There you go. Make a motion to approve resolution 22-33, updating vendors approved for electronic funds transfer.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Bonnie, I know you don't have anything formally listed. Is there any other topics tonight that you want to discuss?
No, there's not.
Okay. The only thing left is to venture off into executive session and have a discussion, which we'll do now. After I read this resolution, we'll step out and for a few minutes and come back. And I think you're gonna just pop up your slide, right? And we're good to go.
Yes,
Okay.
and then I'll meet us. Yep.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-34, enter into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, or compensation of a public employee or official. Invited to attend is Trustee Knapp, myself, Fiscal Officer Lisa Kraft, and Administrator Michelle Bonney.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. We're on.
Welcome back. Make a motion to approve resolution 22-35, return to regular session.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Okay. While we were in executive session, we discussed the vacancy for a third trustee, and we'll be having need to make a few changes as a result, pending any concern from you and the team. We have a regular board meeting scheduled on January 18th at 10 a.m. and we'll need to make a resolution here to amend that time. We're going to move that time to 5 p.m. and have executive session at the onset of the meeting. And at that meeting on the 18th, hopefully, applications have come in, resumes have come in, and we've had time to vet those, and we'll be able to come to a consensus on who will be the third trustee in Orange Township. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Any concerns?
No, so are you going to do a new resolution or
I
just
am.
amend resolution 4?
I'm just going to do a new resolution.
Or do you just want to amend? I would just prior resolution setting the regular meeting dates.
Because we're still in the meeting, so it's resolution 4.
Okay, I'll amend resolution 22 make a motion to amend resolution 22-4, changing January 18th meeting time from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Any further business tonight?
I do not have any.
No. Make a motion to approve resolution 22-37, I guess.
I thought it was 36.
Well, 36 would,
Is that
well,
coming
I guess
back?
it's not an official resolution to amend, right?
No.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-36, meeting adjournment.
Second?
Mr. Grumbles?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.